Hello everyone. In this series of lessons consisting of two videos, I will show you how to add a logic for a throwing knife. This series also includes creation of two animations for throwing a knife like in Dark Souls. I want to mention that I am not a pro animator. I know only basics of animations, but I will show you how such a non-creative person with not enough skill in animation will be able to create some basics using a Cascadeur and Cascadeur AI. This lesson will fit for developers that developing their project in solo and cannot buy or cannot find a suitable animations in the marketplace or cannot hire a freelancer to create an animations for them. Here is an animation that we're gonna create in this video. Let's get started. First we need to have a program for animating. We will need a Cascadeur. So let's search for Cascadeur in Google, or you can navigate to this website using the link below the video. Click on Get Started, and here we have a plan. Free plan is enough for us, so we can use a basic plan. Click on Get Started, and here you can download different versions. I'm gonna download the version for Windows. And now when it is downloaded, I'm just gonna install it. Using Cascadeur, we will be able to create an animation in a simple way using artificial intelligence. It will not look the same as an animation from a pro animator that is working on his sphere for a long time, but that's a thing that can be useful for solo developers or for someone who cannot buy or don't want to buy or can't find a suitable animation in the marketplaces or somewhere else. So right after Cascadeur has been set up, we can run it. Wait a little bit. Also, it's not launching, I think. Also here we are. We have to register an account, or I'm gonna continue with the Google. When a Cascadeur is launched, we can just select a theme that we want to use. And here we are. Open samples. And in samples we already have Unreal Engine 5 or Unreal Engine 4 presets. Also you can upload your own rigged model, and I'm not sure how it will work, but I think it will. So I'm using Unreal Engine 5 Mani, so I'm gonna select it here. You can select Unreal Engine 4 Mannequin or Queen. Well, now when the Cascadeur is opened, here we have a little bit different shortcuts to move a camera than in Unreal or other programs. You just hold left alt and the left mouse button to rotate camera, right mouse button with alt to zoom in, and middle mouse button to move it. Well, before we start, for me, as for not a very good animator, we need a reference. Reference will help us a lot. I won throwing knife animation as in Dark Souls. So I have already launched Dark Souls and recorded a throwing knife logic like this. And I'm just gonna cut it from here. Also, even Cascadeur creators or tutorial makers recommend this channel. I will also put a link below the video with motion actors showing some animation, showing some actions for future animations from motion actors, and there is a big amount of motions here, but I didn't find a throwing knife, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna use something closely to Dark Souls, or you can use one videos from this YouTube channel. Well, now when you have a video, we should cut it. So I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm gonna cut it from this part. This is gonna be start of an animation. And this is gonna be the end of the first part of an animation. I can delete this, and here is the first animation. Well, second animation is gonna be like this. From this part. To this. Well, here are two animations, and I'm gonna export first one. To some animation references folder, and I'm gonna do the same for a second one. I'm gonna select in, out, and export it. Well, so now in Cascadeur you have such thing with your many skeleton. Let's add our reference video here. Select File, Import, Reference Video. And select a video that we have just edited or you have just edited and click Import. Now your video is edited. We can move it somewhere. Translate it somewhere to the back of our skeletal. And I want to change the scale. To change the scale, on the top left corner of a cascadeur you will find a button with 3 arrows. Expand it here and you will find different modes. We need a scale mode, and let's upscale it and move it somewhere here. Here is how it looks like. Well, now if you accidentally clicked somewhere and want to change scale or translation of your reference video but you can't select it, navigate to an outliner on the right panel of a cascadeur and select Mesh Object 0. You will be able to select your reference video. Well, now let's start. On the bottom side of a cascadeur you have your animation panel. It has different frames. For free version of a cascadeur you are limited with 100 frames, so keep it in mind. Well, first things that we're gonna do, we have to navigate to our 0 frame and place our skeletal mesh in the same location, in the same pose as in our reference, or nearly to the same pose. So let's start. As you can see in skeletal mesh, we have blue spheres and green spheres. Green spheres are placed automatically with help of AI, depending on where is your blue sphere is located. As you can see, when I move my leg, other spheres are located automatically, but blue sphere from my leg doesn't. So now let's place our legs. First is gonna be my left leg. I'm gonna place it somewhere here, and right leg is gonna be placed somewhere here. Also, I'm gonna move my pelvis a little bit lower, like this. As you can see, after I moved the pelvis, then it became blue. It means that it's posed manually and not by us. If you want to undo this, just select a needed sphere and use shortcut Shift Z. And as you can see now, it is posed automatically with help of AI. Well, I finished with legs. Maybe too much space between legs for now. Now, shoulders. To move shoulders, we have to select this circle in the center, and I'm gonna move it like this. Well, that's fine. Head should look somewhere there. Now let's locate. Let's fix position for our hands. Right hand should be upward a little. And my left hand should be somewhere here. Well, that's fine for this pose. So now let's navigate to next key pose of our animation. You have to define by yourself what are key poses for your animation. In my case, I think that this pose, when his hand is above his head, is one of the key poses. It's 10 frame, navigate there and click on F keyboard button, or left click with your mouse on the blue key button. Here, they are doing the same. To remove this key, you can just click it again or press F again. Now let's let's move our bones so that they will fit this pose in an animation. So my right hand should be somewhere here behind the head. Shoulders. I think that we can disable enable auto posing back for shoulders, and let's see how it will look like. How AI will place shoulders. Well, that's fine. Right hand should be somewhere here. To switch between your frames, you can use Shift A or Shift D to switch between frames in a fast way. So we can see how your poses match. Okay, I think that these two poses are fine. Let's go further. And the next key pose for me, I think that's... Let me move a reference video a little bit. Mesh object. Well, oh. Okay, it's animated here. Well, I can't. Maybe I can just drag it here. I don't remember. Well, let's do it without experiments because I'm not a prof in Cascadeur. Well, let's leave it like this. So, next key pose is gonna be this one on 18th frame. Let me collapse it so it will add a new keyframe for every animated part. And now let's watch what happens. A left leg is moved closer. Oh, I mean right leg moved closer, and a left leg is also moved further, like this. Next, I want to enable auto posing for pelvis back. Also be sure that you're changing a transform of your bones on the keyframe and not on the space between them. So Shift Z on the pelvis, just for now at least. Okay. Now right hand. I'm also gonna enable auto posing back for head. For right hand, and a left hand is gonna be some. What if I will disable the posing for right hand? No, don't like it. Now let's make our head to face direction of throwing. And let's rotate a hand. A little. Okay. Also, my right leg is has incorrect rotation, so I'm gonna rotate it a little, like this. Maybe we should move. No. Well, that's I'm not sure whether I should. I should move this and this a little bit further. And now I can move my arm. Okay, that's fine. Now let's navigate to the next keyframe, and it's gonna be a last frame. I think that somewhere here on the 30 frame. Well, here, what's this? Okay, our arm should be somewhere. It should not be somewhere here. we should lock pelvis with Shift Z. Our arm should be, let's enable auto posing back for an arm and place it somewhere here, and the right arm somewhere here. Let's select right arm and left arm and move them. Well, not like this. So I can select my spine or neck, I'm not sure what it is, and move it upward. Shoulders should be located somehow like this. Oh, I don't like how it goes, so I'm gonna delete this pose and edit again. Well, Shift Z on part of an arm. Well, shoulders. They should be moved more, like this. And a hand should be somewhere not somewhere here. Let's lock. I think we should lock our knees. And we have to do something with our left arm also. Well, now it looks fine, I think. So here are our key frames of an animation, but we didn't have anything between them. So let's add an interpolation between these keyframes. With your left mouse button, select from first frame till your end frame, and on top of this panel, select stepness. We're gonna use Bezier clamped interpolation for now. Now let's see how it looks like. We can disable this auto-posing nose. In a viewport of Cascadeur, on the top left corner, select expand section and select view mode. Now we can clamp our frame line from 100 frames to 30 frames. like this with clicking on for example 30 button on the bottom top or right bottom corner of your Cascadeur application. Now let's play an animation. Well, we have some issues. So first issue is here. Our hand is rotated in a weird way. That's because our hand has an IK movement. You can see a pass of our hand. Let's expand our menu. Let's select hand so we can see that hand has this line. Select frames for our hand, and instead of IK on here on the center, select FK. So now it will have corrected movement. Also, I'm gonna use it for a first part. Now let's see how it looks like. Well, that's almost fine, at least this part of throwing, but an impact of throwing should be much faster. As you can see in a reference, our hand is on its end post already here, but our is linearly interpolated, and that's why it slowly moves down. So we have to make it move down faster to this place. To do this, let's add a keyframe for whole animation somewhere not here, but already here on the 23rd frame. And I want this frame to be much closer to an end frame than to this one at this point. To do this, we can open Scene Settings on the right side of the Cascadeur application, and at the bottom we have a twin machine. It will allow us to move this frame closer to a previous one or to a next one. For example, I want this frame to be closer to the next one. Well, why it's not working? Oh, it's not working because I didn't select a node that I want to move. So I'm gonna select my hand and move it closer to not only hand, maybe. Maybe I will use all of them closer to a next, but not exact to next, but somewhere here. Well, now I have selected 0, 6 for all autopause nodes. Now let's see it. Well, still not enough. I have to move this node from here to the left. I don't remember how it is done, by the way. Okay, I'm just gonna copy it, add a node here on 20 frame, copy everything from here and paste everything here and delete this 23rd frame. Well, let's see it now. Okay, that's fine. Well, something is wrong with the head, as I can see. Why is it? Okay, on 20th frame, I'm gonna move ahead at the same location as it is on 18. So I'm gonna select 18th frame, select head, Ctrl C, 20th frame, Ctrl V. So the location of the head will be exactly the same as on the previous frame. Now that's it for this animation. Okay, well, what to do next? We can just select file, um, export FBX without meshes, because we don't need a mesh, and select location. Where is it? Cascadeur samples. I'm gonna call it we5 throw knife 1 and save. Now open Unreal Engine and let's see how it looks. I'm gonna edit somewhere here. Navigate to a Cascadeur folder. Okay, it has exported me a sequence, but I have selected FBX. Okay, let's export a scene. No, it has. It should have an animation. By the way, where is it? Oh, here it is. Throw a knife 1 FBX. Select skeleton. I'm going to select many and import. So here is our animation. Let's make it looping. Well, it's fine animation. It will be much faster and also it will work with blending. So that's for the first one. And we will create a second one in the next video and it will be much faster. See you in the next video.